Ain't it fun living in the real world? Ain't it good being all alone?
Hi guys, so today's video is going to be a story time video, and the story today is the day I met my husband. Should I do that, babe, or should I do the day? Excuse me. Correction. This video is going to be about how me and my man became what we are today. Okay? Alright. So, I think I was in like 8th grade, and my best friend at the time, she wanted me to get into a relationship. Now, me in 8th grade, I actually didn't want any relationships. I didn't want a boyfriend. I wasn't interested in that. I was like into Twilight and the weird, you know, fantasy, sci-fi. That was me. Okay. I just had a brain fart. Anyways, I didn't want a boyfriend, and she was like, oh, well, you know, I have somebody that would be good for you or whatever. And I was just like, I don't want a boyfriend. So usually going to school, because she lived in Queens and I lived in the Bronx, we would always take the train together. We would meet up at 47th and 50th Street on the F train. We'll meet up together and we'll go to school. So one day I was waiting on the train that she was on, and when I seen her, I got on the train. Now, as I'm getting on the train, I see that she's sitting next to this boy, and I'm sitting here like, does she know him? Like, they're sitting close, like close. And it's like, you know how like sometimes you can tell if somebody knows somebody based on like how close they're sitting? Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, I looked on the other side of the boy, and I seen my best friend. Sorry, I just said a name that I wasn't supposed to say. I don't think I should say names in a storytelling. But anyways, so I see my best friend's brother sitting on the other side of the boy. So I was like, yeah, she knows him. So as I'm getting on the train, I get on the train, I notice all of that, and as I'm walking up to my best friend, she's like, oh, Kofi, move over. I'm only gonna say my husband's name because that's my husband, and I can do that. Damn! But anyways, so he moved over and he looked at me, and he was staring at me for a while, and I just felt like so awkward. Really? Come on, I'm making a video right now. Okay. So she told him to move over, and he like just couldn't stop looking at me. So I felt like so weird. Like I was just sitting there and I was just like, oh my gosh, like this is so awkward. But like something in my head told me that I've seen him before. So as I'm talking to my best friend, she's like, oh yeah, you know, Kofi can dance and stuff, and I want to show you a video, but it's on his iPad. It's on his iPod. And she was like, oh, Kofi, can I see the iPod so I can show Imani the video of you dancing? So he takes out his iPod and he looks at me, he gives me an iPod, and I'm gonna just give her a name because not just saying my best friend is kind of hard because I want to say her name so bad. But anyway, I gave it back to Jennifer. I gave it back to Jennifer and she showed me the video, and then like I put 2 and 2 together. The boy that she wanted to hook me up with was him. So I was just like, oh wow, this is crazy. We go on with our lives, whatever. It was her birthday and she decided to have a sleepover. So me and her other best friend went to her house, and he was there too because he was friends with her brother. The next day we were sitting at the kitchen table, and like he was telling jokes, and like they were funny jokes, and I laughed at all of them. And he's good at like doing some impersonations, so he was doing impressions. He's good at doing impressions, so he was doing the Donald Duck impression, and it made me laugh. So we went upstairs, we separated. The boys went into her brother's room and we went into my best friend's room. I guess her best friend, so Jennifer's best friend, was in the room with Kofi and them for a little while, and she came in, and I remember we were going to Dave & Buster's, and her best friend told me that he liked me, and I was just like, oh my gosh, no, I don't want this to happen. Like, cause I like having guy friends because they're like really cool. Like they're not as prissy and as, I don't even know how to explain it. They're just not, like, a relationship with a guy is not the same as a relationship with a girl. And because the girl is more like, you have to watch what you do, you have to watch what you say around her. It's like, it's just fucked up, okay? So anyway, I wanted him to be like my friend. He was my best friend. Like, and he was the first and only boy that like I actually called my best friend. And we're gonna just speed through time. There were multiple other times where like I would go over to my best friend's house and he would be there. He wasn't a stalker, he wasn't weird. It's just that was like his second home at the time, because him and Jennifer's brother were very close, and you know, he always wanted to be there. So long story short, we're going along, and it was a point in time where we were on the phone, and I remember we were like talking. I can't remember what we were talking about, but every chance he got, he tried to slide in and talk about how much he wanted to be with me and us being together and stuff. And I always told him that I only seen him as a best friend, and I didn't want anything more than that. So, like any other boy, he was salty as fuck, and he just stopped talking to me. So time went on, and like after a year later, I was like posting on Facebook. I was such a lame. Like, the posts that I was posting were terrible. But he would comment on them, and like we would talk and stuff. We would like joke around, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like I really miss this dude. So sorry, I'm thirsty. So time went on, and like months passed, and something bad like had happened in my life, and I felt like it was time for me to try and see if I can have somebody that would, you know, be there for me and stuff like that, that wasn't family. So I made this post, and it was like one for you like me, 2 for you want to be with me, 3 4 I'm cute. Like, it was just a post like that. And he alright, so it was like, inbox me these numbers for how you feel about me. And he was like the first person to inbox me and tell me, you know, how he felt. So he was like, oh, you know, you're cute, I want to go out with you, I want to be with you, I like you, you're a cool girl and stuff. And he was like, now do me. And it was just like, I felt like, okay, now I want to see how things will go with him. So I told him how I felt about him. He swears that I fronted on him. I did not front on him.
The fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god, stop you fucking lying.
I didn't. I just didn't want a relationship at the time. But it's like, I knew who he was. He was a really cool dude. So I told him how I felt about him, and he was just like, so what now? And I was just like, all right, you know, we're just gonna talk. So we talked, and it was like every night after that, we talked all night until 4 o'clock. And I remember July 4th, I don't remember the year, I think it was 2012. Yeah, 2012. At 4 o'clock in the morning, he asked me if I wanted to be his girlfriend. And I said yes. Okay, so after that, like, we were talking and stuff like that. I still hadn't like seen him since the last time I seen him at Jennifer's house. So one day he asked, what was it, one day or was it the day after?
No.
That we went on the date?
One day.
It was the next day?
One day. I remember that the next day my house caught on fire.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah. So the next day, after the 4th, whatever, was it the next day or was it the same day?
What's the next day?
Alright, so the next day, his house had caught on fire. So they ended up having to like stay at a hotel. And he was, and like we would like talk and stuff while he was at the hotel, and he asked me out on a date. So it's like, okay, you know, meet me at Fulton Mall. If you guys live in New York, live in Brooklyn, anywhere in New York City, I would say, you know what Fulton Mall is. So we were at Fulton Mall and we were walking up. We were just like walking and talking, and he wanted a hat. Yes, he wanted a hat. So I went with him to get a hat. And then we went to Cold Stone at Atlantic Mall. So we walked and we talked, and then we went to Cold Stone. We ate ice cream, and like we just talked, and it was just amazing because like it was just, the vibe was just so good. Like I loved it. And after that, we walked back to we walked over to Cadman, which is over by Court Street. Over by Court Street, like Borough Hall and stuff. Oh my god, my hair is crazy. Sorry. Alright. So we walked over to Cadman, and we just sat at the bench, and we were like just talking. It was good. It was great. And you know, it was just nice. We talked, you know, things like that. So the date was great, and I ended up having to go somewhere because I think I was going over to my aunt's house. So I was just like, bye. And he said, bye. No, actually, yeah. It basically went like that. And then we made up a handshake. And we kissed each other. And it was really magical. It was magical. And we've been through a whole lot after that. But long story short, we're married and we're together. Say something, boo-boo. Say something, boo.
Why the fuck you lying?
Huh? What am I lying about?
I'm joking.
Oh. Okay, well, bye guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. Well, this story for story time. I don't know how to fucking say that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, hit thumbs up. Comment in the comment area below and tell me if you guys want to see any other kinds of storytelling. Do you guys like the storytelling? Do you guys want to see anything else? Any challenges? Any tags? What do you guys want to see? And that's pretty much it. Subscribe, guys. Bye.